off. You had a meeting with Governor Kay Ivey this morning. It sounds like it was productive. What all did you guys discuss?
Yes, first of all, Governor, throughout her public life, has been a strong supporter of Japan-Alabama relationship. So I strongly expressed my sincere appreciation for her commitment to strengthening the ties between our two peoples. And recently, she committed herself to opening a new business development office in Japan. And that is a clear demonstration of her continuing commitment to strengthen our ties. And I was very thankful for that commitment.
And by her reopening that, how does that help you all? How does that help us here, Alabamians?
We have to each other understand the potential both of us have in further strengthening our partnership. And having economic development, business development office in Japan will provide Japanese people much needed information about the strength of Alabama. And I'm sure that will help us further develop economic partnership.
How have you all been impacted by the tariffs, if at all?
Yes, there was a major impact, especially on the export of Japanese auto, because 30% of Japanese export to the United States related to auto industry. But thanks to the agreement we reached during the summer, the tariff was lowered to about 15%, and that will create much better predictability in the business relationship between Japan and the United States. So I think we will be able to rebuild a good business relationship between Japan and the United States.
Fantastic. And as I'm looking up these questions, talk to me a little bit about your visit so far. I heard that you went to the Baptist church this morning. Yes. You kind of got to see Birmingham. Talk to me about your visit so far.
As an ambassador, what I have to do first is to understand the country. And now that I'm in Alabama, I have to learn the history of Alabama, and I have to learn the history of the United States. So today I had a very good tour of civil rights movement here in Alabama and deepened my understanding. And it was a very moving history I learned.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, I actually lived down the street from that church. I just moved here not too long ago, and when they showed me the picture, I said, wow, I want to go visit that church. It's just right there. It's active on Sundays. I don't know why I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, I strongly recommend you to go. Mm-hmm. It was an eye-opening experience for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me make sure I'm staying on track with our questions. So how would you describe the current state of U.S.-Japan relations under the Trump administration, particularly amid the growing tensions in the Indo-Pacific?
Yes, the president recently visited Japan. Actually, he visited Japan last week. And his visit, I'm convinced, raised the bilateral relationship to new heights. The prime minister, we have a new prime minister Takaichi, and President Trump established very close personal relationship, and their discussions on security matters as well as business partnership was very substantive. Security matters, yes, Japan and the United States face serious strategic challenges in the Indo-Pacific region. The security situation is increasingly more severe. And our security partnership, I think, is now strongest ever, as the Prime Minister announced her strong commitment to advancing the pace of increase in Japan's defense spending.
So, and that kind of goes right into it. Japan has increased its defense spending to record levels, actually. How does Tokyo envision its role alongside the U.S. in maintaining that relationship?
Yes, in 2022, Japan decided to double our defense spending by 2027. But the security situation requires our urgent response. So in recognition of that urgency, Prime Minister Takaichi, in her first policy speech, announced her commitment to achieving that goal, doubling of defense spending by the end of this financial year, meaning 2 years ahead of schedule. And that is the demonstration of our commitment to sharing the burden with the United States to ensure we together have credible deterrent capabilities in the region to ensure peace, stability, and prosperity of not only both our nations, but the entire Indo-Pacific region.
Can you give me a little bit more on why that's a good thing, a positive thing for both sides that we're able to work together in that way?
Because what is important is we maintain peace and stability in the region, and the peace and stability in the region is critical for our economic prosperity, because in the Pacific region is the most dynamic region in the world. And in order to ensure that peace and stability, we have to make sure that we have the credible deterrent capabilities to ensure that as we face the serious strategic challenges in the region. And I think our security alliance, which is a very steadfast alliance, can ensure that peace and stability in the region, which is critical for our economic prosperity.
Perfect. Just two more. See, you moving right through these questions. So we kind of touched on the auto industry a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about the future of automotive manufacturing in the U.S., shifting to the electric vehicles and everything going on right now with the tariffs?
The Japanese companies are very much committed to increasing our investment in auto sector in the United States. And during recent President's visit to Japan, Toyota announced additional $10 billion of investment in the United States. We see many auto industry operating here in Alabama, and those companies are committed to continue strengthening their production capabilities, utilizing very skilled Alabama labor. And I'm sure the Japanese companies will continue to work closely with the people of Alabama and the entire United States to ensure that Japanese auto industry work together with the American people to produce cars here in the United States.
Perfect. And then last question, is there anything you want to add about your visit or maybe your meeting with Governor Kay Ivey or your trip?
Yes, this time I'm here to attend various events, including the annual meeting of the Japan-American Society of Alabama. And as I said, there's a very good bilateral government-to-government relationship. But that government-to-government relationship is built on the foundation of strong sense of trust and friendship between our two peoples. And those friendship and trust is nurtured through various grassroots exchanges. So I very much appreciate the activities of various people in this state of Alabama who engage in grassroots exchanges. I'm here to express my appreciation for those people, as well as to encourage continued grassroots exchanges to ensure that strong friendship and sense of mutual trust.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ambassador Yamada. This was great.
Thank you.